Hey, what is up, YouTubers? This is Bloodseek. So this is my very first video on EGN FPS. Now, I'm not going to be really doing a introduction video here. I'm going to be doing a life story. Now, since Halloween is coming up in a couple of days, I was like, let's do a really spooky, scary story for you guys. Now, this takes place about 3 or 4 years ago, back when me and my friends went to a haunted house. Now, the haunted house wasn't the part that was really scary. It was what's going on behind me in the haunted house. So, basically it started off, me and my friends are just walking around, just looking around at looking at all the shows, all the venues and all that stuff. So me and my friends go to our first haunted house. There was 3 in this park. So, we're standing in line, we're talking, yada yada yada. And I'm talking to my friends, and one of my friends is talking to this chick and this guy that's right behind us. And we're sitting there talking for about 30 minutes, and we go into the haunted house. And right before we do, my friend Mark goes, "Hey guys, do you mind if they come with us? The boy and the girl." And we're like, "Oh, cool, yeah, that's cool. They can come. Kind of weird that these 2 people are coming with us, when you're in a haunted house, you want less people because it's more scary and more people it ruins a haunted house. Everybody knows that has been to a haunted house. So we walk in, first my friend Jason, then my friend Courtney, then me, and then the guy, and then the chick, and then my friend Mark. Mark was in the back. So we were walking out for the first 5 minutes, and it gets pitch black. And you can't see anything. You're like, oh no, man, I'm going to run into a wall. So you're kind of scared, like, okay, you walk and make sure you don't run into a wall. And then the guy behind me puts his hand on my shoulder. And I was like, whoa, okay. It's dark in here, so that's okay. I'm kind of holding on to Courtney's hoodie right now, so it's okay that he's grabbing onto me as long as it's not in some weird, perverted way. So as we kept on walking, there was more light, but he was still, sometimes he still put his hand on my shoulder, or if he got scared, he would jump up against me, and I was starting to get really freaked out about this guy. And I was like, man, what's with this dude? I wanted to hit him, I wanted to scream at him, but tight hallway, it's okay, maybe you can touch, maybe, but I was still a little freaked out. And as we just kept on going through, he kept on grabbing me, one time I grabbed my my above handles. He grabbed onto those, he grabbed on to my shoulder, my arm, and I'm like, okay, this is really creepy. And I was like, okay, I'm about to say something. So again, I was able to get away from him for a while. I went up to the front of the line and I kept on walking a bit for another 30 minutes. Kept on going through the haunted house. I had no problem. I was hearing the girl talk, and my friends talking in the back, so I was no longer scared. But then somehow again, that same guy got behind me, and again he started putting his hands on me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna speak to Courtney and get her behind me, so this guy cannot do anything. Can't keep on touching me. And so I finally get him away from me and closer to Courtney in this big haunted room with all these little gravestones, and all these little guys were popping out of the graves, or they'll be running around into a grave and pop out another one. And I'm like, hey Courtney, hey, will you get behind me? This guy keeps on touching me. She's like, what guy, Mark? And I'm like, no, the one with the black hair. And she was like, Kevin, that is so wrong. That's a chick. That's not a man. I was like, oh, thank God. So, to end the story, I got laid that night. Alright, now I got one more quick spooky story for you guys. Now, this story also takes place in a haunted house. This was actually 1 year before this happened. So, me and my friends, same people, walking through the haunted house. And this haunted house has a bunch of different shows as you walk through, and they're allowed to touch you. So we're walking through the hallway, and we walk into this big room, and there's a show. And this big, brute, fat guy is just walking around, looking, trying to stare people down. And comes to me and tries to stare me down. And man, he smelled. And I was like, okay. So I made a joke, which I don't really like doing to these people because, they're just doing this for fun. If you make fun of them, then you just ruin the fun. So I never really one of those people that make fun of these people, but he smelled. So I was like, you remind me of my sister. And apparently that was the bad thing to say, because right then he just picks me up and he throws me down on the table. and the guy that's doing the show lifts up my shirt. And these two boys, probably about 13 years old, come up and they start like it's like patty caking on my my belly, and they start grabbing my belly and all this stuff. And one guy, the happy trail that's like right under your belly button, well, he started rubbing his finger on that hair right there. And to me, that's a little close for comfort. First off, this kid's like 13, and it just wasn't too pleasant. Well, in the end, I was a little freaked out, mainly by that guy. I did get cut in half by a chainsaw, and yeah. Alright guys, now I really hope you enjoyed these two haunted house stories from a couple of years ago. Please check out my channel. I do a lot of live stories and all these other different types of commentaries. Alright guys, please check out my channel. You will not be disappointed. And this is Bloodseek, and I'm out. Peace!
Good job, comrades. We are victorious.